In a dramatic and highly visible demonstration of support, the United Kingdom's Chief of the Defence Staff, Admiral Sir Tony Radakin, has made an announcement emergency visit to Kiev. His arrival in the embattled Ukrainian capital comes at a moment of profound crisis for the nation, as its military grapple with a catastrophic collapse of morale on the Eastern Front at Pokrovsk and a surprise large-scale Russian invasion in the northern Sumy region. The Admiral's journey, undertaken with urgency and emergency security, is being interpreted by observers worldwide as far more than a routine consultation between allies. It is a powerful and deliberate political signals from London, intended to convey unwavering British resolve directly to the Ukrainian leadership at a time when they feel increasingly isolated and uncertain about the commitment of their most powerful partner, the United States. Admiral Radakin's mission is one of strategic reassurance. He is in Kiev to meet face-to-face with Ukraine's highest military and political leaders to listen to their unvarnished assessment of the dire situation and to deliver a clear message. Great Britain stands with Ukraine and its support will not falter. This visit stands in stark contrast to the recent tone emanating from Washington. Under the administration of President Donald Trump, the official American posture has shifted significantly. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has repeatedly called for a realistic path to a negotiated settlement, a phrase that many in Ukraine interpret as pressure to concede territory for peace. Similarly, Secretary of Defense Peter Hegseth has placed a heavy emphasis on auditing past aid and demanding a clear and accountable strategy from Kiev before committing new, large-scale resources. This American approach, rooted in President Trump's America First worldview, prioritizes de-escalation and limiting American exposure, creating a vacuum of leadership and tangible support that London now appears determined to fill. The meetings in Kiev are expected to be intensely practical and brutally honest. Admiral Radakin is a career military officer, not just a diplomat, and his primary purpose is to understand the tactical and operational reality on the ground. He will seek to move beyond official briefings and get a true sense of the challenges from Ukraine's top generals. The discussion will undoubtedly center on the two critical fronts. Regarding Pokrovsk, the Admiral will need to know the true state of ammunition supplies, the severity of the morale problem, and what, if anything, can be done to prevent a complete encirclement of the Ukrainian forces there. For the new northern front in Sumy, the key questions will be about the size and objective of the Russian incursion. Is it a limited operation designed to draw Ukrainian forces away from the Donbass, or is it the beginning of a major drive towards Sumy city and a threat to Kiev's strategic rear? To help answer these questions, Admiral Radakin brings one of the UK's most valuable assets, the intelligence collected by its world-class agencies. He will be sharing the latest British analysis of Russian troop movement, supply chain activity, and communication intercept. This information could be vital for the Ukrainian general staff as they make agonizing decisions about where to allocate their desperately stretched reserves. If British intelligence suggests the Sumy offensive is the main Russian effort, it might justify the high-risk move of pulling elite brigades from the east. If, however, the intelligence indicate that it is a fixing operation, it would support a strategy of holding the line in the north with territorial defense units while concentrating on stabilizing the Pokrovsk front. This sharing of top-level intelligence is a hallmark of the deep trust that has developed between the British and Ukraine militaries and represent a form of support that is just as critical as hardware. Beyond intelligence and strategic consultation, Admiral Radakin's visit is about the delivery of concrete military aid. He is not in Kiev to make vague promises. He is there to detail what the UK can do right now to help turn the tide. This includes expediting the delivery of weapons systems that have already been pledged. The UK has been a leading provider of crucial long-range strike capabilities such as the Storm Shadow cruise missile. These weapons allow Ukraine to hit high-value Russian targets deep behind the front line, such as command centers, major ammunition depot, and bridges. The Admiral's presence is a guarantee that these vital munitions will be fast-tracked to the front. He's also expected to announce new package of support specifically tailored to the current threats. This could involve advanced anti-drone systems to counter the swarms of Russian reconnaissance and attack drones that are devastating Ukrainian units, as well as more AW anti-tank weapons to help infantry units counter Russian armored assault in urban areas like Seredina Buda. Furthermore, the UK is home to a major training program for Ukrainian recruits, teaching them Western military tactics and how to operate NATO standard equipment. Admiral Radakin is likely discussing with his counterparts how this program can be accelerated and expanded. This could mean shortening the training cycles or focusing them on specific skills that are urgently needed at the front, such as trench warfare, urban combat, and battlefield medicine. Getting more trained soldiers into the fight is just as important as getting more ammunition. And the UK is signaling its commitment to helping solve Ukraine's acute manpower problem. This comprehensive approach, combining hardware intelligence and training, demonstrates a holistic understanding of Ukraine's needs and a willingness to meet them. The geopolitical significance of this visit extends far beyond the UK and Ukraine. It is a clear message to other European nations, particularly the members of NATO who are most concerned about Russian aggression, such as Poland, the Baltic states, and the Scandinavian countries. Admiral Radakin's high-profile trip served as a rallying cry, positioned the UK as the leader of a European coalition dedicated to ensuring Ukraine does not fall. It suggests that if the United States is going to step back from its traditional leadership role, Europe, with Britain at the forefront, must step forward. This creates a new dynamic within the Western alliance, one where European security is increasingly seen as a European responsibility. The visit could embolden other European governments to increase their own support for Ukraine, creating a collective effort to compensate for any reduction in American aid. The psychological impact of Admiral Radakin's presence in Kiev cannot be overstated. For the Ukrainian people and their soldiers, it is a powerful antidote to the despair that has been setting in. To see a top military chief from a major nuclear power walking the street of their capital during its darkest hour sends a message that they have not been forgotten. It directly counters the Russian narrative that the West is growing tired of the war and will soon abandon Ukraine. For a soldier huddled in a trench near Pokrovsk, hearing that the head of the British military is in Kiev working to get them more weapons and support is a tangible reason to keep fighting. It helps restore the belief that they are part of a larger struggle for freedom and that powerful allies are still invested in their victories. For Moscow, the visit is an unwelcome complication. The Kremlin strategy relies heavily on the ideas that it can outlast the West's political will to support Ukraine. The shift in American policy under President Trump would have been seen as a major success for this strategy. Admiral Radakin's visit, however, signals that the collapse of Western support is not a foregone conclusion. It tells the Russian leadership that even if Washington's focus wavers, a determined and capable coalition of European states led by the UK will continue to arm and assist Ukraine, prolonging the war and increasing its costs for Russia. This complicates their military planning and undermines their political objective of fracturing the NATO alliance. Finally, the visit sends a subtle but firm message back to Washington. It demonstrates that America's oldest and most reliable allies are willing to act independently to protect their security interests when they believe American leadership is lacking. It puts quite pressure on officials within the Trump administration, from Secretary of State Rubio to Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, to consider the broader implications of a perceived American withdrawal from European security. It shows that an American first policy does not operate in a vacuum and that the actions of the United States have consequences for the cohesion of the Western alliance. While President Trump may prioritize a diplomatic exit, the UK is showing that it prioritizes preventing a Russian victory, and it is willing to take the lead to achieve that goal. In conclusion, Admiral Sir Tony Radakin's rush to Kiev is a pivotal moment in the ongoing war. It is an act of military diplomacy of the highest order, designed to address a battlefield crisis, a crisis of morale, and a crisis of alliance politics all at once. By bringing tangible offers of aid, critical intelligence, and a powerful message of solidarity, the United Kingdom is attempting to build a firebreak against the cascading disasters facing Ukraine. The visit aims to inject new resolve into the Ukrainian war efforts, rally a European coalition of support, and send a clear signal to both Moscow and Washington that the fight for Ukraine's sovereignty is far from over. Whether this bold British intervention will be enough to stabilize the front in Pokrovsk and Sumy remains to be seen. But for now, it is a crucial lifeline for a nation on the brinks. Many of my listeners, like 70%, have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And so many of you don't even know that you haven't subscribed. And that is actually what makes the show going. It's almost like you're making a donation to the show. So that's why I ask again and again, because it enables us to grow and grow and grow. And we're going for the long haul here. And listen, if this is your first time listening to So Rich, you don't have to subscribe. You guys, your first one's on me. But if you have watched this show before, it's like you are a freeloader now. So all I would ask you is, if you have seen this show before and you like it, help me, help my team here. Hit that subscribe and like button now, and we will continue to build this show for you. That I swear. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. That's all for me for today. I will see you soon. Bye for now.